That's right. Rocking and rolling our way right into some court today. TPO, protective order, restraining orders, whatever you want to call it. That's what we got. So this is live happening right now. I've rolled it back just a little bit so we can catch the very beginning of this first case. But if it ends when it ends, that's what we get. That's the game we play with live video. Also, we will not be pausing throughout the video so that we do not restrict our time and we get the most we can. If you send a dono, we'll do our best to get up with you in the lulls of the case so much isn't missed. We love you guys, but let's get into it, shall we?
And Mr. Patton, you're no longer in custody, is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Mr. Patton was in custody?
All right, Ms. Hammonds, you indicate that
Class act.
Mr. Patton communicates with you when you've told him you don't want to speak with him anymore and that he's threatened you, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor, but this goes back almost a year and a half ago when the manager and another resident got a restraining order on him. And after he was served, he comes up to me, different parts of the building outside, videotaping me, talking to me, saying, I know you were there and I saw you in the video. When, Your Honor, I was not there in court with these two other people. As many times as me and my husband have told him this, he continued to harass me. Actually, the incident that happened with my husband, 9:30 that morning, he came up and harassed me and said, you know, the courts have cameras, you know. I told him to get away from me or I was going to call the police. I came in the office, wrote a statement, and gave it to one of the managers here, Davion. She said she would let the manager, Leah, know that that had occurred. Then I went back outside, walked with another male resident who was escorting me out by my car. That's when he stood by the podium, waving his arms, putting his video camera up, daring me to try to come in the building. I called the office. She didn't want to come out because of her safety with Steve and his behavior. So I had no choice but to call my husband and said, here we go again. And that's when the altercation happened with Steve and my husband. I have told Mr. Patton many times that I was not there in court and he needed to just get over it. If I go to the mail room or I come off the elevator, one of the elevators that he's not even supposed to be using due to the other restraining orders, if I'm in the kitchen down here doing activities or cards, he makes derogatory comments to me and tells other residents, calls me CUNT and filthy names.
Liar.
This has just been
Mr. Patton, don't say a word. I'm sorry, Mr. Patton, don't say a word until I ask you.
This has just been a non-going thing. I have gone to the office every time there's been an incident with him, and I have written statements and given them to Leah, the manager. So, you know, I just want this man to stay away from me and leave me alone. You know, I have health issues. I've only been given a life expectancy of 5 years to live with, with major heart issues. And I'm scared of him, along with a bunch of other residents who are scared of him too. And that's why they would not give statements against him the day he was arrested, because they say they're afraid that he'll retaliate. And also, he wasn't even out of jail a day and a half, and he wasn't the order you gave for 1,000 feet. I was facing Pacific Avenue and residents told me he's heading this way with his dog. I don't know if that was 1,000 feet or not, but I got scared then. And then residents came up and said that he showed them a gun and said he had.
Mr. Patton.
Wow, no Creed will be
here
in a little bit.
Sound from you. Thank you.
Wow, Mr. Patton.
Said that he showed them a gun and said he's got things taken care of. That was recorded, and I went and shared it with the manager. Then we called the police, and they came and did a report and an investigation on that. They said that they could not search his apartment or anything else because these people couldn't actually identify what the gun looked like. So, you know, this has just been non-going behavior from him. And I just want him to leave me alone. And I want to be able to be safe coming down here where I live. I'm involved in a lot of activities. I run the bingos here. I do arts and crafts, and you know, I shouldn't have to keep on looking over my shoulder and worrying about him.
I wonder if this is like an old folks home.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Patton, now you can unmute. Okay.
Good to see you. Happy Monday.
Well, for one thing, I turned in my guns a long time ago. I'd never had a gun. The cops came to my apartment saying they had a they had a call.
Know that living caregivers only sign one addendum once you move in.
What is going on at Mr. Patton's place?
I can't hear her.
Doesn't have to sign anything when you renew.
Mr. Patton, you're gonna have to shut your door. You're in court, so I expect you to be able to have a hearing here.
I can't hear you. Somebody else is talking. Well, the cops came to my door saying they had an anonymous call saying that I was walking around waving a gun at people. I'm tired of that. That's a lie. They're trying to put me back in jail. That was a flat out lie. Amanda's good at lying. She makes all kinds of statements that's not true.
Okay.
It's all hearsay. It's a damn lie. I'm tired of it.
Okay. Go
and
on.
I believe
Anything
the
else?
police went down and talked to her. I didn't say all that stuff to her. She's real good at making up things.
She wrote a 12-page story. I loved it. It was about a squirrel and a cat. And
That's
their
it,
adventures.
I guess. I'm
Okay.
out of here in a few days, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, curmudgeon. He's leaving. Just these.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
You don't need to. Thank you.
Okay.
Enough has been said. Nothing else needs to be said.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
It's behind
So it
her.
wasn't an anonymous call. It was from Leah.
Who's Leah? Leah's not here. Do me a favor, like this video if you haven't done so. I know people don't like when you ask that, but you know what? It kind of helps. So please do us a favor. Hit the old like button. Rumors and innuendos, Jay. Just rumors and innuendos. If he's moving, what does it matter? He's done been to jail. He's
All right,
done got
Mr.
locked
Patton,
up
I have
once.
entered the protection order at the request of Ms. Hammonds. You were to have no contact with her. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of her or her workplace.
Cut and dry.
I don't
But
work.
not
here.
put restriction on the residents. Since
I
know
don't
the two
work.
of you reside in the same complex. And Ms. Hammonds, this order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date. If you need it renewed, you have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed.
What about
The order
Amanda's
does not need to
school?
be served on Mr. Patton again since he is present in the court and the terms of the order haven't changed from the temporary order previously entered. All right, a copy of the order will be available for both of you in the
He's
district
mad.
court
He had
file,
bingo one
for
time.
the case. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well,
Your
Amanda?
Honor, how I need to come down there and get a copy of the order?
Typically it's available.
we'll mute Amanda real quick. Amanda for the win. A lot of moving parts. Did he have a pew pew? Did he not have a pew pew? Was he run off from bingo before and he has a hardship against Amanda? Judge has ruled he'll be getting to another case. I know he has some people in the courtroom. Good to see everybody, by the way. I've missed court. I've missed hanging out with you. Please excuse if you hear anything in my voice. I believe I brought back a cold with me, or one was waiting for me when I got home. So let's see what we got next.
Jamie Smith, Jacob Valum.
Fucking lying bitch.
Whoa!
Hello?
Good morning. And
Wow.
I need you to activate your, there we go. Thank you. Both of you raise your right hands for me, please. Swear the testimony in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
F-bomb.
Yes.
F-bomb
I
right there
swear.
at the end.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
I was going to say Edwin cleans up very nice.
I can't hear anything, Ms. Smith.
I said I do. You can't hear that?
Thank you. Now I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's snappy.
Is that what he said on his way out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Already swinging for the fences this morning. He was an angry guy. JD Harmeyer in here for something. I'm not sure what.
Something that has to do with fast food, I would imagine.
Former lovers, perhaps. Him and iPhone.
What about the last ones? Do you think they were lovers?
I think bingo was the core of all that. That old people take bingo very seriously. Very, very seriously. Wow. I can't believe he dropped that at the end.
Well, she's got the fan and
Is she wearing a nightgown? I mean, I'm not a fashionista, but looks
they
like a
all are.
nightgown. She is sassy.
Is there a way you can turn the picture off so I don't have to look at my sister? It's upsetting me greatly and making it hard to speak.
Nope. Okay.
Thank
not
you.
former lovers.
All right. So Ms. Smith, Mr.
Look
Valum,
at she's
your
got in the
brother.
camera now even more.
Yes, sir.
All right, I like her
And
move.
you said he's engaged in all kinds of inappropriate communication with you, that you've told him to stop and he doesn't stop.
I was not
Inappropriate.
told to stop.
Mr. Valum,
Okay.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to see, you don't say anything until I ask you questions.
Oh, we got some scrappers today.
You've told him to stop, he hasn't stopped, and you indicate he's threatened you as well, your safety.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
accurate? And you say this has gone on for, you said 12 years.
Oh,
Well, Jacob, my brother. So the mental health issues have gone on for 12 years. Yes, sir.
Okay, what about the communication with you that you find to be inappropriate?
That's been since this January. You can see in the little timeline of all the screenshots and the pictures that I posted in that paper packet.
I can't wait to hear this
Okay.
part.
All right, Mr. Valum, anything you want to say about the screenshots or?
Yeah,
Oh.
there's a lot of things I'd like to say. My sister is a liar for one and has been slandering me and my name and everything. She decided to tell you about my relationship with my father and says I gave him a black eye. The man fought with me because we had a
Mr.
problem.
Mr. Valum,
Okay.
stop right there. Let's just talk about the screenshots.
I'm
that-
trying. Okay.
Go right to that.
Well, in the screenshot, she talked. Well, I was talking about the note, the statement she wrote on the paper. But these screenshots, yeah, I'll tell you about them.
Please.
I'm a gay man, and part of that is because of my sister and some of the things she did to me growing up.
What?
And
I don't
I
think that's how it
learned
works, but okay.
last year sometime that my two sisters were trying to have a baby, and I was really excited. I myself am Valentine's baby. I was conceived on Valentine's Day, and all I've done is try to give her friendly advice on how to properly conceive. Most people do it on accident, and so I told her, I'm like, you just got to be a little dirty, and she took offense by that. And all I've ever done is just try to be friendly with her. For years, I've done nothing but try to be her friend. I've lived with her multiple times, and she's frankly kind of abusive. When I lived with her, it was my way or the highway. You're going to go to school. You're going to go to college. You're going to give me all your money. She forced me to go back to college to take my grant money. It didn't matter that I was on Social Security and I was paying rent and a really big electric bill for like, what, 4 people? It was like over $200. She basically ate all my Social Security money, forced me to buy her car. And then I had to go to college and look for a job. And I was just completely miserable. And I wasn't allowed to be happy. I had like basically $100 at the end of every month. And I wasn't allowed to save. All that money just went in gas to go back to school. And I was forced to go to school, something I didn't want to do. And basically, she forced me, and she also forced my brother to do the same thing. My brother had a full-time job, and it didn't matter that he had a full-time job. He wasn't allowed to save either. He wasn't allowed to be happy. It was, you go to school, you do this, you do all these things. And my brother was constantly coming home just bawling, crying, and living with my sisters has been terrible. I didn't just I didn't just go back to school and give them all my money. I cooked and cleaned. They basically ate my food card every month. I shared all of my things with 3 other people. And all that, they just took my money and took my money and took my money.
Thank you, attorney.
I finally am living on my own, and I got a nice place, and I'm stable. And I felt like telling my sister what I thought of her and how she treated me. She treated me terrible. And I went to tell her, I told her, I said, I'm going to report you to a few different agencies for the things you have done to me. You've abused me. You've taken all my Social Security money. That's abuse of a Social Security recipient.
Okay, Ms. Smith, don't you interrupt. Let him go. And okay, Mr. Valum.
Okay.
Stop.
And also
Stop. Okay. I don't need the family history. I just want you to address. I want you to address the issues raised by Ms. Smith.
Is she pregnant?
I am getting to that. And I also told her that, what she did to me when I was a kid was not okay. She molested me in 2002 when I was 8 years old. She molested me and my little brother, her and the neighbor girl, Randall. And she has talked to me one time about it. I talked to her a couple years ago before moving out away from her. And she basically kicked me and my brother out on the streets, and we were more or less homeless. But basically, I talked to her about this once, and she admitted to me that she did it, but will not tell the family about it. And every time I try to tell my family, she calls me a liar. I told my friends and family on Facebook because it was the easiest way to contact them. And she's trying to have me silent.
Mr. Valum, when was the last time you and Ms. Smith lived together?
A couple years ago. It's been like, I think, going on 3 years now.
Okay.
We lived at the Cross Point Apartments in Kennewick.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Samson?
Like I said,
okay, no, all right. Thank you.
Tried to confront my sister on things.
Okay.
And she's
That's
trying
your cue to
silence
stop.
me. I have freedom of speech, no?
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Getting an attitude of the judge doesn't help much, by the way.
These
And you still out
two.
in the Kennewick area?
No, I live in Olympia. And my sister gave me this restraining order, and she wants it for 5 years. I think that's inappropriate. I would like the restraining order to be double-sided. Basically, right now the restraining order is against me, and it says she's allowed to come in contact with me, but I'm not allowed to come in contact with her. I actually want a restraining order against her. I was in the process of finding one. I've been calling lawyers asking what to do with my terrible sister and how to approach this, and they said to get a restraining order, but she gave me one first because we had an uneventful conversation over the phone. And part of the phone conversation.
You know what, Jake? I don't talk to you
Don't
already.
talk to
What do
me,
you need a
Don't
restraining?
talk to me.
Ms. Smith.
Do not speak to me, ma'am.
Mute yourself, please.
Can I have a minute to breathe? I forgot what I was saying now. She's very interruptive and does this to me all the time.
Oh no, don't cry. Please, God, don't cry.
I don't even, God damn it.
Don't cry. Please don't cry.
What the hell was I saying? See, this is the part of my issue.
Okay,
So
hold on.
And
Mr.
when my
Valum, Mr. Valum, stop.
yes,
Okay. You were telling me you want a protection order. That's what you were
yeah,
telling me.
okay, I remember now. Thank you. I have brain damage because when my sister did the thing to me in 2002 when she molested me, she beat me to be quiet. She hit me over the head very hard and gave me brain damage. And I've been trying to fight it. I've told so many people what she's done to me. And
Wow.
she just spreads lies and rumors, says that I'm a liar. And yeah, I want this this restraining order to be double-sided. I don't want her to be able to come in contact with me. She has a gun. And last October, she brought it into my home. When my mom came to visit for her birthday, I was very uncomfortable. And ever since then, I haven't wanted to see her again.
All right.
Nope. Double-sided, not to be confused with double-headed, Creed.
Okay. Based on the documents submitted with the screenshots, which were wholly inappropriate and contrary to Mr.
Show them.
Valum's
Show them.
portrayal of the
You don't
comments.
show
They were
nothing,
not innocent
unfortunately.
in my mind. So I will grant the request for the protection order by Ms. Smith. Mr. Valum,
She didn't have to say a word.
Ms. Smith at all. You're not
Wow.
within 1,000 feet of her or her
All
residence.
right, so the
or her
screenshots were
workplace.
pretty fire then.
This
Yeah,
order
they
is in
must have
effect
been.
for 1 year from today's date. Ms.
Must
Smith,
have been
if you want it
yikes.
renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask for it to be
I
renewed.
have a few questions.
A copy of this order will be available in the district court file for each of you. You can either show up in court to get a copy, or you can go online and get it. And I will not grant Mr. Valum's request for a protection order against Ms. Smith, but Ms. Smith, clearly, since you have the order of protection here, the implication is, of course, that you don't want any contact with your brother, so you won't be having contact with your brother. All right, thank you both.
I have questions. Like, is there a fee? What's going on? I'm on Social Security. I don't have a lot of money, and I'm not
No.
sure.
I've not imposed any fee at all.
It doesn't cost
So
anything for you to
this
stay
is
away
just a
from her.
restraining order, and I just don't talk to her no more.
You don't go within 1,000
Free
feet of
charge.
her or residence. You don't speak with her. You don't call her.
Okay.
You don't text her.
Yeah.
Nothing.
This
Okay, I
also
just
means
wanted to know if
my
I
mother.
had any fees I had to pay.
Okay, thank you both.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
He's cut both of them off. By the way, huge hallelujah. Who's had some 20 memberships? 20. My
That'll
God.
probably get us to 500 if enough people wanted them.
Who's handsome? Hot
I
take.
cannot believe what we just saw.
No,
I mean,
so are we right in saying, well, first of all, hallelujah, Flushing. I see what you did there. Are we right in assuming that the screenshots pretty
My
much
understanding we've
showed-
heard from Ms. Albrecht who indicates
Oh, they had
that
to
she's
be-
not going to come to court in
Had to be
person, and
nasty.
she's not going to join us virtually.
they had to be great,
It's my
right?
Understanding of the nature.
Had
of
to
the
be.
Contact.
I mean,
Ms. Barclay,
for the judge to
raise
be
your
like
hand.
they were just
Swear the
highly
testimony in this case,
inappropriate.
Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
The great state of Washington, I do believe.
Yes, Washington. Wow. Wow. That was nuts.
Yeah, some of these I want to hear more. I really did want to hear from her. I would have loved to have heard a little bit or seen some of the screenshots, but
Is there any chance she was as batshit crazy as he was?
I
Allegedly.
would imagine so. I mean,
She
for
had
him
a
to
lot
make-
of
he made
faces.
that he made that decision so quickly. Even with him being a little cray cray, obviously. I'm guessing there's a lot to
And
that
Ms.
story.
Albrecht lives downstairs from you, your neighbors.
Yes, I'm right above her.
This old lady looks scared as hell.
Yeah, by the way, this judge typically doesn't share anything. He looks at everything. He doesn't give us the pleasure, unfortunately, of seeing a lot of the stuff. Typically.
Yeah. That's generally what we see from him. Not sharing sometimes photos and things like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
wow.
same here. I would have liked to have heard her defend that a little bit, which by the way is a little bit rude, just because you should have your chance to defend yourself if somebody's throwing out
And
accusations
she
like that
thinks
at you.
you're
Here you can't
hiding
question the other
somebody in your
person or
apartment,
nothing.
And she's talked to you numerous times about that, and she won't let go of that.
She won't let go.
Okay, and she contacts you repeatedly about this issue.
5 o'clock in the morning, she lays on my doorbell. She comes, pushes her way into my apartment. I see her in the parking lot. She threatens my house. There is no secret agent man living in the closet, I guarantee you.
Secret agent man living in the closet?
Oh God.
And it's been going on for over a year since I moved in. It went on with the previous tenant also.
Accusing the
Previous tenant?
previous tenant of housing a
Yes,
secret agent.
yes.
All right, I mean, clearly
Ooh.
it sounds like there may be some mental health issue there.
yes.
Perhaps.
I'm not sure that the order of a court's going to change anything.
I would like to get her some help, Your Honor. That was my intention from the very beginning. I understand.
She's
my
like, I want to give her some
dilemmas,
help, Your Honor.
And I see many red flags from this woman.
There's a
I do
secret
believe
agent
she's
in the
a danger
closet.
to herself and others.
I mean, it sounds like the other person does need help. But I wanted to hear about Jacob's sister having a baby with her sister.
Yeah, but did he? Maybe they're married, and it's the sister-in-law, and he just calls them both sisters. Or I don't know. The craziest stories. I mean, I wouldn't doubt they're sister and sister, like blood sisters, probably.
What about Randall?
Sure.
Yeah, poor
I
Randall.
never
brought in
wanted to
this.
get the
Bring up
cops
her
involved.
name, Randall.
I've been trying to get her help, and I haven't been successful at it. The police have refused to come over when she's bothering me because they say she won't listen to anyone.
Mavis.
And she continues to do what she does no matter who talks to her. So I really didn't want to involve the police and the courts. I just wanted to get some help.
Okay. Well, I think she's going to get it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jennifer. She's a little bit low
She's super low.
because she's in court, and she's kind of talking like this.
She's
kind
talking
of-
like an old lady.
she's adding on a little bit to it, just to.
Well, I mean, she's selling it. It's a
Right.
work, Daddy. It's a work.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Well, with this courtroom,
Immediately below you, your floor is her ceiling.
even
Yes,
if the other
she's on
person
the
doesn't
first
show
floor,
up,
and
they
then
move
there's
forward.
There's also a third floor.
Whereas other courtrooms, they'll dismiss or whatever. They just move right on forward.
10 memberships from Troyalty Podcast.
Who?
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Troudy.
Very
Troyalty.
unpredictable, Your Honor.
She's so scary.
How is it that two different people, though, thought that there were a secret agent up in the closet? Is that what she was alluding to, or that the other person,
Or
laid
that
out-
she thought that there was one there with the previous resident as well. Like she's been on this kick for a while. Maybe.
Yeah, I need some clarification on that. This judge does always seem to take in all the notes and don't we all, Jeff?
The secret agent in the closet. I mean, that's a great premise for a book.
Good point.
The Secret Agent in the Closet by April Turner.
Boy, three good ones in a row so far. They're bringing it
Bang,
back.
bang, bang. Yeah.
Certainly worth going live earlier for it.
It's so strange. Like, if you watch this courtroom, you watch other courtrooms that we hang with, you gotta tell the difference. Every courtroom is different. Every judge is different.
Yep.
If we'd have been in Judge Manning's, she would have told that one person to sit
I've
still.
entered the order for 1 year that I entered.
Wow.
Previously. So it's under the same terms. That means it does not need to be served. Once again, on Ms. Albrecht, she had their opportunity to be here. She was previously served with a copy of the order, so she understands what it means. Like I said, I don't know the problem. It's certainly not going to address her mental health needs if there are actual mental health needs there.
Thank you, Chris.
All you can do is let the police department know you have this order. And
Shelley, 5 months. Thank you, guys.
for them to perhaps an evaluation.
Her hands are kind of tied.
It's called a DCR, designated crisis responder. Let's see if there may be some other assistance that Ms. Albrecht needs.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think the help that she would
Just
get
sit
would
right
be
where you
they
are,
would just
and
show
we'll
up and
get you a
arrest
copy
her
of that
for
order.
violating the TPO.
You'll be able to leave with it.
I think so. I think you're right there with that.
I mean,
Again, going the fact that they do these even with the other person not showing up is kind of crazy to me, but it makes sense. I mean, in a certain situations, and it does make you look bad when you don't show up. Though. It's always that.
yeah, it's almost as bad as pleading the fifth. almost 200 people here. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to take advantage of some of these free memberships that are getting thrown out, if you're over on Credence and Mikey on YouTube, by the way, memberships coming to We Got a Case. YouTube just told me, hey, bud, you start doing memberships over here. So let's see what happens. But over here on Credence and Mikey, make sure you got the gifts turned on. I'm sure one of the fabulous mods we have here would be happy to help you.
Oh, not the day to ask that. We've had
Chris,
a couple of good ones.
You got to rewind everything. You missed anything that we
Ashley
showed today.
Meisner?
You don't want to miss. I'm telling you.
Damn good
Banker.
start
Hello.
today. Hey now.
Morning again.
Again.
And Ms. Meisner, as you likely know, Ms. Floric was not served. So as I'm sure was discussed with you at the time of the temporary order, we can't do anything without an order being served, and you frankly don't have the benefit of a protection order without it being served.
Or 15 minutes early.
So
Yeah.
two options are, one is to drop it at this point. The other
Mhm.
is you can ask to have this matter reset, and if we do that, it will be reset to what day?
The 24th.
24th of April. And we can try again to get service, but service is ultimately your responsibility.
Well,
You
they just
can
talk about
have
somebody
law
being
enforcement
served.
serve it, And looks like
we've
this was
heard
sent to
people
Thurston
ask
County Sheriff's
questions
Office.
that
Have you been in touch
live in
with
the same
them?
house and have almost, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I
like she
think
said, that last lady said she just lives right above her.
yeah.
And sometimes you get a TPO for somebody that works at the same place you work, but it only really you don't talk to each other at work, and it only applies outside of work. So there's a lot of moving parts for sure.
This case, I don't know if I can get a hold
Do you
of them.
You have an address in Clarkston?
I believe she's at a Motel 8 or a Motel 6 in
Oh,
Clarkston.
nice.
I can figure out how to get her served there.
Super 8.
Okay,
Or Motel.
and you want it sent? Which side of Clarkston's in Idaho or in Washington?
It's in Washington.
Okay, and do you know what the county is?
I think it's Clark County.
No, it's not Clark County. But if
Then I
she's,
have
Is
no
this a
idea.
quiz?
we can take a guess that the Motel 6 is in the city limits of the city of Clarkston, so we'll send it to the Clarkston Police Department. If that's what you want to do. Now, you're going to have to, what you have to do is we just send it to them, or you'll send it to them, actually. We're going to send you a new hearing request, reissuance of the temporary order. Actually,
Do you think the TPO is against her
reissuance of the
tattoo
temporary
artist?
order. And you'll have to send this to the Clarkston Police Department and provide them whatever information you have as to her whereabouts. And I suggest you stay in touch with them because, you know, law enforcement has lots of things to do, and serving these orders isn't on the highest level of priority for them. So you need to just check in with them on a regular basis to see if she's been served, because as you found out today, we can't do anything if she's not served.
Understandable. I understand. My husband just told me it's a Soton County.
So,
Yes.
okay. And
Sutton County.
Well, that's going to be difficult, isn't it?
I would think so. Because typically you have to go to court in the county of
Yeah.
the person you're serving it on. She kind of looks like the dirty coffee pot girl, don't she?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. If only she had a bowl in front of her and it's
She's got
just-
the bad ink. So, I mean, she's halfway there.
well, she's proud of that, what you call bad ink, though.
She is.
Right on display.
Definitely Mario, our friend tattoo artist, did not do that. If you're just getting here, by the way, you've missed some really good stuff.
Yeah,
mean-
worth a be kind and rewind or go back and watch after.
okay, I've directed the Asotin County Sheriff's Office to serve her.
Like a monkey.
Monkey.
We will email you the service packet, and then you'll have to get it out to the Stoughton County Sheriff's Office. And then, as I say, I think you should probably follow up with the phone call to them and say, you now have a packet. Here's what I can tell you about this person, which may help you in getting her served. Okay?
Okay. Is this
And you-
for temporary or until the 24th?
Yep.
Or okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Jim.
All right. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is it? Do you got to hire somebody to get served? At that point, you know what I mean?
You can, but typically it's the sheriff that does it, and you're supposed to give them like a time that is best for them to go by. They're not going to go by there 50 times. You know, you tell them, yeah, go by there at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to go around 9 o'clock in the morning, and if they
There's got to be something on the books though that takes care of that. Because listen, if you're trying to get a protection order, which is obviously for most very important stuff and time sensitive, so pretty interesting when you think, okay, if they can't serve them, you can't do anything until they're served.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and I guess that's where then it turns into you hire a process server that goes in and does the work. I know the gifts. I mean, I can't believe the amount of gifts that people have given today. All those memberships. I hope everybody gets one.
No, I appreciate that a ton. And it helps out the channel a lot.
It just broadens our beautiful family.
And that was just a notice of hearing anyway. So actually, I don't know that we need to sign anything. Since there was never an order. Okay.
The marshal.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I know for divorces and stuff like that, or people that you're suing. So I wonder if that falls under the same type of thing when you're going after somebody against, for a protection order.
Yeah, these folks are coming out at 10.
Oh, that's right.
It just gets the overall package works well. That's what you're saying.
Actually,
Boom.
this one, they're coming in.
Thank you, Kay. And with those servings, you got to put it right in their hand, right? Like, boom, right in my hand. Right
Yeah,
here.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I always thought that'd be kind of a fun job because you got to kind of hunt down.
What do you think it'd be like Ace Ventura at the beginning of Pet Detective, where he's like, dressed as the delivery guy. He fools the guy into signing for it. You've been served, punk. I'm pretty sure there's some unhappy people, though. So you best be ready to handle yourself, Creed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would imagine some of them would not like that at all. This is usually a good sign when he goes quiet and he starts reading.
Mm-hmm.
And, that usually means you got some, at least has some evidence.
Something on deck for us.
You notice most of these people that have showed up, and I think that we've noticed this overall, this going back to like when you were saying how every single different judge or courtroom even has basically a different attitude or personality. And it's very, very true. Here, if you notice, also the people that are going for the protection orders also tend to show up with a lot more evidence and screenshots and texts and things like that. It seems anyways, because if you think like in Georgia, how many we've seen there where people show up with these crazy allegations and crazy things that are happening with zero evidence, like nothing, not even a look at a phone log. Here, people do seem to be a little more prepared, we'll say. At least.
And that's the weird thing too, man. You come into a situation, how can you not have something?
Yeah,
anything?
I don't know.
Because then it becomes he said, she said. And unless somebody acts like Jacob did a while ago, completely insane, you've really got your hands full. Hands full. He's doing some reading. He's a slow reader. He is no Judge Alex Manning when it comes to reading.
Well, we have a quick second. Don't forget, we got a Chase today, mini Chase Monday coming up, and then members only at 5:30 East for We Got a Chase channel. and that's where we still watch chases, but and things like that.
Yeah.
But
There's some stuff in there we can't watch over here.
Yeah.
Some of it might be age restricted, so we keep it behind that wall
That's right.
to protect you, the citizen. Melon
protect
alert,
you.
by the way, Creed. Melon alert for today's
Oh,
members
really?
only. Yes.
Well, that-
First thing, right off the bat.
Getting what we paid for.
Yeah, right off the bat. Somebody's going down.
Oh, Pamela.
Pamela, how are you? This judge sometimes, do you notice he seems like he's smirking, but I don't know if that's just his face.
I think it's just his face. Yeah, I know. You're right. And yes, definitely a slower pace. Have you has anybody seen not Judge George, but Judge Stansberg today, by the way? I got a nice picture from Mikey. Have you showed it yet?
I have not.
Oh, well, here,
I was very surprised when I saw it, though. I was
Let me
like,
go
whoa.
full screen for this so you guys can see it.
Like, whoa, Stans. Easy does it.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to. Let's see if it's gonna focus.
If not, I'll throw it up real quick.
Yeah, if you can, might have to. Listen, he's got some stubble. I mean, it's the start of a very nice beard. Has not got his hair did yet, which is surprisingly because the last
Maybe
time
he's
it was-
going. Maybe he's going for like a Judge Middleton look,
I like that.
but with like a full beard, kind of a badass Judge badass.
Do beards make you look a little more of a badass? I like the look. But the hair is so long. We're just not used to it. I think he can pull it off. It's fine.
It's very long, and he's got a massive part in it these days.
Yes.
Licking County's finest. There's two people I respect in Licking County: Judge Stansberry and Sue. Check them out.
Well, then that beard must be looking real good on the 65-incher. I like that.
Oh, that's got to be majestic.
God rides a Harley. I know. I am in the. It's funny with Joey Logano. Some people like myself hate him on the track, love him off the track or up in the booth, or when he's being interviewed, or even on that reality show he was on was good. But man, on track. Well, you must have enjoyed last night's race then. He had a bad day. Bad day.
Yeah, he had a bad day.
Just like Creed, who did a little oopsie with his trailer, fell off of the block straight into the down into the muddy, very muddy mess because it rained for about 24 hours long at about 7:10 yesterday morning on the way to our prepaid spots, which are not cheap at a flea market, with a rented U-Haul because my truck is still in the shop going on 1 week and 1 day. So it's been a great Easter, been a great weekend, and so far today is absolute pure shit as well. So it's nice that we jumped on and had some fun ones so far. It makes the day.
Did selling good at least?
We never made it. I can't pick up a full. I just wanted to show you these guys just came in a full like
riot gear.
Yeah, there's two of them in there. It must be that dude's being bad. No, so the trailer's completely full. And, I've got a pretty big enclosed trailer. Even when it's empty, it would take a few people to try and pop it up. So I'm going to have to get my neighbor to come over with his tractor and push it up, or we're just going to get a jack and figure that out. But, yeah, so that we missed a whole day of selling yesterday. Lost money on the U-Haul that I had to get because, again, can't haul a truck. Even though my lovely wife, who thinks that her little roller skate car could, if she had a hitch on it, could have made it. That's what she thought. She told me that.
Yeah, let her try, right?
I said, do you see a lot of cars your size even hauling even small U-Haul trailers? No less a giant enclosed trailer like I have. Him or us?
She's probably, he's the celeb. I'm going to say he is a briefs guy.
Oh, golf release not a vampire. 5 bones. We survived the week at 7 dogs, 6 adults, 1 toddler, 1 baby, no leftovers.
In a partridge in a pear tree.
That's what we ended up doing once I gave up on the day. Went over to Food Lion, and I didn't feel like leaving the house the rest of the day. So I said, you know what? Let's cook maybe they'll have some ham. Well, they had very expensive hams that weren't even spiraled and weren't even honey glazed or anything, So then we're like, how about some ham steaks? Let's do that. Disgusting
are good, too.
Hatfield 2 for $5 ham steaks, which turned out to be really good, surprisingly. And Emily made green bean casserole because, I know all of you guys love green bean casserole, which we've discussed numerous times. She made it for the first time and it was edible. It was edible, which kind of surprised.
Oh, good for you.
I hate green bean casserole.
I know you don't like it.
Blech.
Mashed potatoes with some onion gravy, which were very good. Let's see what else.
Wow, you went full on Easter
I had
dinner.
this bag of, is Loud Elvis here? Yes, he is. You'll enjoy this. Cracker Barrel makes this bag of macaroni and cheese that you got to cook the macaroni, and then you got to do the butter with the milk and get that moving with the spices, and that kind of makes a, what is that? Is it vegetable? What do you call that when it becomes cheese? But it's I don't remember what you call that. I haven't watched Food Network in a long time. Anyways, you got to mix that all together. Then the cheese sauce goes in. Then it goes into bake. It was actually pretty decent. It's probably better than what you'd get at the Cracker Barrel because it even had the crusty stuff on the top.
Ooh. I went to Outback yesterday for Easter dinner.
Did you? Did you ask for? Can you just not the whole entire giant thing of spice on top of my steak? Just a little.
Oh, I didn't order steak.
I've
already had the Big Tex, and I could never order steak again.
Indeed.
I went with the bloomin' chicken, which is a chicken that's breaded into stuff that they bread the bloomin' onion in. Hey, girl.
Hey now. Green bean casserole are more dangerous. Oh, the pot of hot peas.
Mm.
It does, but it tastes a little bit better than vomit.
Slightly.
It's funeral beans. Is that how you say it? Bechamel? Bechamel. I was close. I was pretty close. I was going to say Vegemite sandwich.
Oh, that would work too. I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Or a roux. By the way, Troyalty Podcast, who Chris was talking about wanting to maybe take a trip. Martinsville's this Sunday.
I think he's going to a baseball game on Tuesday.
Short track racing at its best. I was looking forward to it. Another race that I'm not going to be able to make it to. Why? Because Creed could not sell this Sunday. Yeah.
Got to sell what the selling is good.
I almost, in a rage of being mad yesterday morning, was just going to steal Emily's car and just go straight to Bristol, which I'm glad I didn't because the race didn't even get done till like after 10 last night. And then a 3-hour and 10-minute drive home after traffic. That would have been a late one. And
by yourself too, that would suck.
It was great, great racing. Those bloomin' onions are always good. No doubt.
We had aperitifs. We had the macaroni and cheese bites, which are very good. Fried mushrooms, which again, I had fried mushrooms at the Big Texan, and they were like this big around.
Mm-hmm.
And these mushrooms are like yay big.
I actually think I'd rather the smaller mushrooms. I know that's weird. But...
No, you're completely right because I had to cut them up into fourths just to eat them. Yeah. So it's just way too fleshy for me.
Yeah. Sometimes less is better. I'm strange with my chicken also. I like thin chicken.
That's how this was yesterday.
Giant, like
it was like pounded out.
Yes. Yeah, that I like. Even better.
By the way, this is happening live, so we can't jump and fast forward this or anything
we'll
like
talk
that.
About food.
We're just biding our time for him to come back on. And if he wasn't going to, I'd be pretty sure he'd cut this off by now.
Listen, he's reading through the next case. There's no doubt. We've seen him do this before, and I not to tease you too much, but I have a feeling the next one's going to be a pretty big banger. If you got this much to read through.
He even had that girl come over and print something out for him.
That's true. Yeah, good point. Girl with a curl, good to see you.
Curly, curly, curly.
Great state of Washington. Great state of Washington.
Or if you live there, just Washington.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I mean, there's probably like less than nobody. By the way, eggs are back down. I got them for like $2.29 the other day. I mean,
I bought some for $1.99.
I mean, But I think that, and I think there's a lot of people, and no offense to anybody who did the potato thing and took pictures and put it online, but that's kind of how it goes. You know, you see somebody doing something and it just perpetuates the thing. And
Do
then
you
all-
boil them before you paint them or whatever?
See, I wouldn't want to. I'd want them to.
Bag of
stay hard.
potatoes ain't cheap either.
Yeah, Washington State. What overnight backpack? Look at you, Angela. My God, I wish I could still do things like that. 13 miles you hiked. I'd be out for a month.
Man, was it flat? That would help.
even if it
That would
was
help a
flat.
lot. It's really flat.
That's true. It would. Oh, when we're up in the mountains, I see, we take nice little hikes and stuff, but I mean, I think that I'm very jealous that people being able to do some of those longer hikes. I think would be a lot of fun, especially just in the park there. But my God.
Yeah, my son and his friends, they had a friend that come in from out of town from Michigan. And what's up, Gary? They went up Mount Mitchell, I think it was.
Gary!
If anybody's familiar with Mount Mitchell.
He was near Hickory, I saw.
Yeah.
Not too far from me.
They went up Mount Mitchell.
There's I'm trying to think what that park is over there. I'm guessing it's very close to there, if I'm not mistaken. That is the start of the foothills of is it the Appalachians or the Blue Ridge, whichever. I never know.
Yeah, it was really weird. They went there and back one day, and then the next morning they got up and went to Virginia Beach and back that day.
Not flat, big rocks are packed for 35 pounds each. Angela, my God, good for you.
Did you have a burro?
I don't
To
even think
carry those packs?
back in my 20s, I don't think I could do that.
35 pounds.
Seriously.
Angela must be in tip-top tight physical condition because
Georgia
I am
Peters.
not. Georgia.
Angela, what do you do after? I mean, do you have to recover for days after that? Or are you,
I know what I do. I'd lay on the ground and cry.
I'd probably be in the hospital. I'm not even making jokes. I'm serious.
I'd be looking out of the blisters all over my feet.
Oh my God. Those of you who don't know, we are sitting here waiting for the next case. We're pretty sure there's going to be another protection order case on the way. Typically, he takes some time to read through all the evidence and all the stuff.
It's pretty
And,
thorough. Mm-hmm.
That's what we got going on. I brought up Judge Boyd just so we could check in on, I figured, I mean, listen, Easter's all about, oh, look at that hat. Easter is all about, flowers. Lots of flowers on Easter. I figured she'd have a really nice display, but I haven't seen her yet. So if I do see her pop by, we'll do that. Wouldn't it be funny if he just cuts this and says, all right, lunchtime.
Oh my God. How mad would I be?
Hello, T.
T. Sweet tea. Good to see you.
The French part just reminded me. I watched a great documentary.
Ms. Fisher, I see you're here. I don't see Mr. Leone here. Can you give me an update?
About Heinz
Yes,
ketchup.
good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Leone sent me an email this morning saying he was unable to attend the hearing this morning. He did request a continuance. My client agreed to that, but I'm not sure how the court wants to proceed as far as dates and without his presence.
By the way, at the hotel I stayed at, they had a beer called the Belgian Beaver.
I specifically granted his continuance last time and with his agreement set a court hearing for 10 o'clock this morning.
Uh-oh.
I remember that, Your Honor.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Better get him on the phone.
And is Minhasa with you?
I'm appearing on her
Oh,
behalf
right,
today,
yeah.
Your Honor.
That's no fun.
She's got nice facial features.
She is able to log on to the hearing if necessary, but she's given me permission to appear on her behalf.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Mount Mitchell's about
And I'll
35
go
miles
right back to
northeast
Mr.
of
Fisher. We have to work on
Asheville, so that makes sense.
technology issue here for a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Seen all the behind the scenes players today.
Oh, it's actually a state park, Mount Mitchell. I've never even heard of it.
Okay, here's the next.
Cool.
Then they went to Little Switzerland.
I have no idea where that is either. Nice.
Ribs.
Opened up an email with this. I don't know if there's.
I don't know why this is just starting this morning.
Well, because there's no email address associated with the DC judge. So I'm trying to open up with an Outlook file. So say no, we'll see if you can open it.
Well, Sally, you missed 3 good ones earlier. And now we're
Yeah.
in a holding pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
another thing.
God.
I don't even know how I'd sleep overnight. I guess I'd be so dead tired I could probably just
So
sleep
did
in.
somebody change something on
Did
that?
you have an air mattress
Because
Have an email before?
or a
Up
TV?
Up on eBay, I've got one of those small.
I don't know my home.
Well, it's a 2-person mattress, but it's inflatable. But it only inflates, just enough to kind of get the rocks and the anything. You know what I mean? It kind of
Ooh.
levels you out a little bit.
And so we'll just, this setting should just stay here so we can do it this way. Okay.
Me too. Do a little gambling and
Wow, your hair looks great in that picture, White Cats.
go to the Christmas themed amusement park.
Next time I go, they better have pressure washed all the cement.
Ms. Fisher, did Mr. Leone tell you why he needed to continue?
We're at the
Santa
Did
Lane.
not, Your Honor.
Uh-oh. He's not
I
happy.
know just from the last hearing that he had some meeting scheduled in Lewis County, but it was my understanding that's why this was moved till 10 instead of the 9 a.m. docket.
Correct.
You could be okay.
All right, so we're not
Yeah.
expecting
About 4.5
either Mr.
minutes.
Gardner.
Yeah.
BRB.
I don't
or
have
Ms.
any other,
Santasa.
I don't have any other information on Mr. Gardner, but my client is appearing through me.
Aqua, which part? Oh, I don't even know what you said. But I'm going to take your apology either way, Jeff.
And just for the court's information, Your Honor, my client, other than questions by the court, didn't plan to testify. She was going to base the petition based on the declarations that were filed in her petition for protection.
All right, thank you. And I had not received anything from Mr. Gardner.
I have not either.
Mr. Gardner's in trouble. Jim, best of luck, my friend. Best of luck. I feel like Nicole's like 6 foot tall. Or BW, yeah. Shut up. Quiet, Mikey, quiet. Oh. What? Next time I'm going to walk naked?
Well,
Let us know
I'm
how
very
that
happy
goes.
with Mr. Leone. He did not contact the court. I would be inclined to proceed as a default hearing today. However, when initially reviewed by Judge Wilcox, a notice of hearing was issued or entered only. It was not a temporary protection order. So for me to totally change the dynamic of this without Mr. Gardner being present or without his counsel being present, that doesn't feel comfortable to me.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to do that since he was expecting a continuance. I'm going to ask the clerk, however, make a note that whoever does end up hearing this
I saw that.
contemplates the issue of imposing terms for Mr. Leone's non-appearance today. So I'll sign a reissue order and goes on the 24th. And the matter will be reset to April 24th at 9 o'clock.
9 a.m. Thank you, Your Honor.
He is so lucky.
All right, thank you. And you
So
can
lucky.
advise your client, and
I will do that, and I will send a courtesy email to Mr. Leone as well.
yes.
Thank you, Your
You can
Honor.
tell him all the flattering things I said.
I may not do that, but I will let him know. Thank
No.
you, Your Honor.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Have a
Ms.
great
Fisher.
day.
You too.
We'll see. The judge is very upset about that. He's already said it over once. They moved it from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Still, giving the old middle finger to the judge in a way. Angela, you've really opened Pandora's box on this one.
All right, Ms. Chum, if you'd activate your audio and video, please.
Miss
And
Chum,
the
everybody!
Welch
Miss
matter.
Chum. Chum is coming, Cree. Chum.
Yeah, turn off until we have, until we have to talk.
Doe, good morning.
Good morning.
And
Jinx.
Ms. Doe, I see that you are in Bellevue, is that right?
I am out of Bellevue. Yes, I'm actually out of the country now, but yes, my office is in Bellevue.
Where you at, girl?
Mind your business, Judge.
In Ms. Welch's matter, it does not appear to me that there's been service. Do you have anything you want to add, Mr. Doe, on that?
I was personally served.
Okay, so Ms. Welch is here. Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Miss Welch was served with petition. She was not served with any other supporting evidence or any submissions that might have been submitted by the petitioner, if any. I didn't see any on either, or was unable to open them.
All right. The evidentiary pieces are submitted to the court's electronic file. And I noticed, Mr. Doe, you have submitted response on behalf of Ms. Rush, I believe.
Yes, I also filed a response on behalf of Ms. Welch. I'm not sure that the clerks were able to get it in, but I submitted them both on Friday.
Makes me crazy. Her face keeps disappearing on the side.
The arguments are relatively the same. The allegations are pretty similar as well.
When Peter turns his head to the side, it looks like he's wearing like a
I don't have
underwater
I
helmet.
read the one for Ms. Rush.
Like,
the one for Ms. Welch has not made the file, probably because at the time we weren't aware there was service. So I think I'm guessing staff were anticipating that this would either be a dismissal or
what is that
request
over
to
there in the bottom
continue.
corner? Keeps materializing.
An animal, maybe? One of my favorite moments happening live over with Judge Middleton with his signage that he uses for people to turn audio on. And Trey's like, huh? What?
Talking to me?
Mr. Doe, is what you submitted on behalf of Ms. Welch, is that you indicated it's a similar legal argument you were making on behalf of Ms. Rush. Does it also include a declaration by Ms. Welch?
Yes, it does.
Welsh and Rush.
Going through the process of loading that now. So
By the way, we started watching this show called Jury Duty, and it's a comedy. It's all actors in a very reality show setting. There's one person supposedly that doesn't know that's on the jury duty, that doesn't know that there's just all these mishaps and all this craziness that's going on with the judge and with the case and everything is actually staged. It's pretty good. We watched the first episode, a little slapstick comedy happening here and there, but it's pretty funny, especially if it was. I kind of want to dig a little bit deep into it and see if it's true that the dude really doesn't know that, he's the only
Right.
that doesn't know, thinks he's really there for jury duty. But episode 1 was pretty good so far. It's worth watching the first episode, anyways. I will say that.
Ooh, Kay with some dirt down there at the bottom. I like
Hello,
that.
Hugh. Kay with some dirt.
All right, so that couple we just saw, yeah.
Last week, trying to get a TPO against some guy in Indiana, and now they've got like 4 more today in other states. Wow. Okay, so they are a little cray-cray.
Right, I've just now received Ms. Walsh's statement, so I'm gonna take.
Were they in a cult?
Funny you say that, because it's their setup. It's the way that it is. It's the same thing with over here at 3B with Judge Middleton. But he switches his off a lot, though, to go to that shot now.
He's
so it's on this one channel I watched a lot called Freevee, I believe it is. FREEVEE.
It used to be something else. I can't remember what it was called before it was changed.
I put it on at night and just put on Modern Marvels or First 48. There's like TV channels on there that just play.
It used to be the IMDb channel.
Oh, did it really?
Yes.
Okay. I think that it has something to do with Amazon, though, from what I understand. This is just a show that Emily finds a lot of shows. And every once in a while she'll find one that I'll actually sit and try and watch. Just a lot of her stuff. Our tastes are very different in TV. Very different.
It's all about TikTok, and that lady is bonkers. Okay, well, okay, that sounds like well worth waiting for then. I just want to hear her talk.
Searching it. All right, well, let me go to IMDb and it will explain it. It follows the workings of an American jury trial through the eyes of Ronald Gladden, a juror who is unaware that the entire case is fake. Everyone except him is an actor. Everything that happens is all carefully planned. So yeah, it is. It's a Freevee original, and you can stream it for free. That is a free one on the Roku, anyways.
Mm-hmm. It is absolutely free.
And I guess it was just released. So interesting. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny. I'm hesitant to even try to look into the fact to see if this dude's really not an actor, because I mean, some of it could be taken both ways, but so far it's been pretty funny. I got some laughs out of me anyways. I know they have a lot of TV. I tend to just put it on there and let it play while I'm sleeping. I know they've got a lot that you could just pull up and play, on demand, if you will, but they've also got the channels, kind of like Pluto does.
Pluto's great. I love Pluto.
Amazon does it really?
They own just about everything at this point.
I'm not surprised. Very quickly, just take you over. Tracy Hester having a real hard time hearing, I believe.
Uncle Tracy can't hear.
And then these guys, love these guys. Terry here. They're always in Florida, but they own tons of what I'm guessing are not very nice properties in that area of Michigan.
Rentals.
Yes.
Rentals.
I always thought that was a funny show. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. It was a good movie. So, by the way, everyone who is in the chat, Kay, who's been giving us all this inside info on this couple coming up, if you search up the name she has right there beside her doggy's picture, you can find her YouTube channel as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the new Judge Judy's on there. I haven't watched it at all. I'm so confused. If they paid her over $1 million an episode, what was she on? CBS or whatever?
Something like that, yeah. Whatever it was. She was in syndication all over the place.
How are they paying an app like that. I don't know. Just crazy to me. I guess are we just gonna hang? I mean, we might as well. I don't know if you guys are all right with it. I'm all right hanging. Just see if we get one more.
Yeah, we'll give them a few more minutes before we bounce. And if anything happens, I'll just record it.
She is alive, and from what I see, she's dropped the cheesecloth BS. Which
So you see her wrinkles now?
that always made me nuts because everything was in really great HD, and then they do a shot of her, and it was like,
She looked like a memory.
oh, yes,
I remember that time.
right, yeah.
Judge Judy.
Oh, I've always loved Judge Judy. I've always loved those old court shows, and that's partially why I love so much of We Got a Case.
Oh, I used to love watching People's Court when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
How long ago though? Like Judge Wapner days? Was
Oh
he
God,
People's
yeah.
Court?
Him and Rusty.
Rusty,
Yeah, that
yes.
bailiff Rusty.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that is a hell of a story with the one bailiff there that had got whose bailiff was he? Remember the story about the guy that got in a ton of trouble? That was one of the TV bailiffs. That
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that a listener of
What I'm
ours.
reading here in the declarations of Ms. Welch,
Out of nowhere.
Ms. Rush, and Ms. Larae.
Judge
are all very
RKO.
Similar accounts. Ms. Welch,
Yeah.
you'll activate your video, please.
Oh, that would make sense if she owns
Raise your
all the
right
rights
hand
and
for me.
owns all of it.
Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mills Lane.
Okay. And
Oh wow.
since these cases are related in a variety of ways, I'm going to sort of work my way through these. So I'm going to ask you a question first, Ms. Welch. I read from the declarations of Ms. Rush and Ms. Larae, their response to some of these factual issues. I need to know yours. Were you a participant in TikTok videos referring to Ms. Chum?
Yes, Your Honor. I have been a participant in TikTok videos that were regarding Ms. Chum and the continued harassment that many of us were receiving.
And did those videos refer to her by name?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did it give an address?
No, Your Honor. In fact, I did not know Tiffany's address until I was served paperwork with this temporary protective order.
All right, this is very confusing.
Describe for me, please, the nature of the TikTok.
I had made a few, and honestly, I started doing it perhaps for documentation purposes. I have filed 2 reports with my local sheriff's department here in Louisiana. We have parishes, so I filed 2 with EBRSO. And it was kind of along the lines of showing what this individual has been saying about me. Her and her husband have made blatant threats of bodily harm. They have continued to brag about the arsenal of weapons that they have. Ms. Chum has admitted that she has contacted the Department of Children and Families in my state
Chris,
on
welcome.
numerous occasions,
Glad you're here.
making falsified statements in an effort to, I don't know, have my minor 4-year-old daughter removed from my care over a GoFundMe. So I think a lot of us that had this sort of online presence and became victims of Tiffany Chum and her relentless stalking and in what I would deem intentional emotional distress. I think a lot of us were feeling as if we were trying to make the public aware because we took so many avenues in trying to get legal help, trying to contact the Thurston County Sheriff's Office, contacting our own, where we reside, our sheriffs, to no avail. You know, we really hit a lot of roadblocks, and I think that's when we were just trying to assert ourselves with some sort of public awareness on what was continuing to transpire over the past 1.5 years. I feel like this has been my only opportunity to speak, you know, before a judge about what has been going on. I am not going to be putting this on TikTok. I would have wished it could have been a private manner, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to speak
But don't
before
worry,
you
we're putting it
today,
on
because I'm
YouTube, so-
certainly going to request verbally from you for a protective order in Thurston County, if applicable, and not only for myself, but my daughter as well. She hired a process server to serve me. In this effort, this process server / private investigator followed my ex-husband from his home approximately 13 miles across town. So now she knows where my partner lives, where my daughter resides.
Partner.
And I have received text messages from random, what would be referred to as a burner phone, expressing bodily harm against myself and my child. And I do fear for our safety, given everything that has transpired.
And prior to the creation of the TikTok, did you know who Ms. Chum was?
No, I was unaware of Ms. Chum. After speaking to a lot of Ms. Chum's other victims, I became made aware that she had been following me on the app TikTok for months, several months. I had no idea who she was. I never asked for any of this. I have written multiple statements to multiple Department of Health, on behalf of some of her other victims, and then of course on behalf of myself. But this is, in my own personal opinion, I feel like this is a blatant misuse of resources, a misuse of her credentials. It has been very exhausting, and it has caused a lot of emotional distress for some of her victims. They have lost income. Today, as we sit here in court, we're all losing income.
Kay, if you're here, Kay, can you give us some
as my
backstory on what
attorney
these TikToks are
mentioned,
supposedly
there's no
saying and
grounds for a
doing?
protective order. I have not harassed her. I have not stalked her. I have only hoped that she would just go away and leave us all alone. And unfortunately, that has not happened yet. When we did go silent, that's when we all started receiving these protective orders. And like I said, I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that she now knows where my partner lives, where I physically live and my child.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor, I just want to clarify that the TikTok was in response to what Ms. Chum was doing to the individuals. I know you asked, did she know who she was before the TikTok? So it was in response. It wasn't just, kind of out of the blue, just to clarify. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Yes, that's correct.
That was apparent from Ms. Welch's comments.
TikTok always wants to show me large-breasted women jumping up and down.
Yeah, that's basically all I ever see on that as well.
They're like, look here, Mikey, we know what you want, Daddy.
So this is the people that we just saw on screen before this.
Right. That was them, the couple.
Okay.
All right. So the Chums, we'll call them, the Chums made TikTok videos.
All right.
Harassing other people. And then these other people she made a TikTok video against the Chums. And now the Chums want to allegedly threaten her. We know you did.
Are we pretty spot on with that, Kay? As far as that,
yeah. What was the videos that she was responding to? Were there these videos of them attacking other people on TikTok?
Jim, I'm also happy to announce I have not ever been on there either. However,
When all this started,
Facebook likes to shove it down your throat.
Service would be the primary issue. However, service seems to have been accomplished in
It's the same
three cases before the court today that did have temporary protection orders. The prior cases did not have any such orders. And in the three cases before the court today, I'll address Ms. Dedeaux's initial objection about jurisdiction. It appears to me that the appearances effectively waive any objection to jurisdiction, and we have actual factual responses by the parties submitted to the underlying claims of Ms. Chum. Given the very broad terms of 7105-800 or 080, I'm sorry, that the legislature just passed, it appears that for purposes of this court, there's jurisdiction over these issues. Ms. Chum, I'm going to turn next to you, or Mr. Chum, who's ever going to respond, if you'd activate your audio and video, and I want one person.
Excuse me just for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Sue!
Sue!
Sorry.
All right, chums, let's hear it.
Swear that testimony in this case will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
Do they have a big account?
All right.
How many
you
followers?
have heard from Ms. Welch. You may have been able to read her document, which I just read. Ms. Welch, Ms. Rush, and Ms. Larae all say essentially the same thing, that they didn't know who you were until you followed them. And then they felt your response to them was totally inappropriate, so they created TikTok videos saying that. But all three of them indicate that they have done nothing to contact you directly, other than to send you, in at least a couple of occasions, cease and desist orders. I want you to focus solely on the issues of direct contact from any of the parties. And as I have discussed previously, this court is not going to restrain folks from sharing opinions on the internet. That's
how we make a living.
World that's not very well regulated these days, and this court's not going to do that.
Hashtag
And
nurse
it's not gonna
mafia.
prohibit people from making complaints to licensing agencies.
Oh no.
It's up to the agencies to decide whether the complaints they're receiving are valid and whether they choose to listen to them or not. I'm going to be more concerned about threats to people directly. So, Ms. Chum, understanding that, and I know you do that because we've had long conversations when I granted these temporary orders about the limitations of these orders.
I think that this is him with 1.1 million followers. Does it look like him at all?
Maybe.
So start with Ms. Welch. Tell me, what has she done directly to you that you believe warrants an order? Ms. Welch alone, and I don't want her lumped
No,
into
it's not
some
him.
gang or anything
Okay.
else.
Sure. So she's been contacting or making videos talking to me or my husband since January of 2022. We submitted this morning a contact timeline.
Hold on. I'm going to pin you down.
Sure.
Stuff. It's not my job to sort through there and try to figure out what works. I'm going to put that on you today. You're going to tell me an incident, or an instant, either one, of what has Ms. Welch done? That
April
warrants an
8th.
against her?
April 8th, she made a TikTok talking to me and my husband, Peter, who's right here.
April
we've
8th of
downloaded
what- Of what year?
I'm sorry, of April
the
8th,
cat.
3
It's a
days,
cat.
2 days ago.
2 days
TikTok?
ago.
Here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what did it say?
She was talking about how the GoFundMe she made didn't state the things I reported her to CPS for. She said that I was controlling the process server and making him endanger and stalk her. She said that Peter was wrong to claim she was making racist statements against him because she was not. She said that we also didn't need to get the protection order, and she was talking directly to us on that TikTok.
Okay. Did she threaten you in any way?
I would not call that a threat, no.
Okay.
Mhm,
Has she
mhm.
ever threatened you?
Yes, she has, and I have also provided screenshots of that.
Okay. I want you to tell me about that.
She has threatened to hack my devices.
When was this?
This was in October and November.
Of 2022.
Yes, sir.
And how did you receive that threat?
In Instagram private messages via email and text.
Email directly to you?
Yes, sir.
And she faxed her.
and text directly to your phone?
Yes, sir.
And you're certain it came from Ms. Welch?
Yes, sir. She used her real name. We also talked on audio. I also have proof of her giving me that contact info. She also contacted my healthcare attorney, Carol Sue James.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I said to you, we're just focusing on that. Like I'm
Sure.
going to remove all the chaff here. We're just talking about you. Okay, any other incident of direct contact from Ms. Welch to you that's of a threatening nature? Not a benign nature, a threatening nature.
He said to me things like, I'm going to F you up. I'm going to send people after you. I'm going to hack your devices.
Same threats
And
we got
was
from
that
Lisa
all
Ann.
October, November?
October, November, I might have also been in September. I'd have to double
Buzz.
check. It's in the timeline that I
This
provided
is
to
a
you.
series of texts.
Oh, yes. So yes, private messages and Instagram, emails and texts. Those were the threats.
Okay.
How'd you get her personal phone number?
Anything else?
She contacted my husband's employer.
No.
That's it.
I leave other people out. Okay.
That's
thank
it.
you. All right. Ms. Welch, back to you. You've heard what Ms. Chum has to say, that you sent her something the other day, a TikTok.
Your
or
Honor.
Talked about her on TikTok. Hold on. But you don't need
Hold
to
on.
address that because that wasn't of a threatening nature. Talk about what she says were direct messages to her by email, text, or private message in last fall.
Your Honor, I wouldn't know how to hack somebody's device, even if I took extensive courses on doing so. I'm a grad student. I study education and communications. I'm actually fairly poor with technology. I certainly have never
too, girl.
once said, and I would be interested for her to show the court those documents, such as me stating that I said that I would hack her devices. Secondly, regarding a statement of I'm going to F you up, like that's not the verbiage that I use ever. And I'm certainly, what am I going to do? Go to Washington? As I mentioned previously, I don't know where she lives. I don't care enough about Ms. Chum the way she thinks I do. This response about, contacting her husband's employer. I didn't even know he had a job. I'm just recently finding this out, just as I mentioned previously too. I just recently found her address due to the protective order that was sent to me. I have never threatened physical or bodily harm against Tiffany Chum. Yes, I am guilty of making TikToks. In those TikToks, I have not said I'm going to hack you, your devices, I'm going to come F you up. I have never once threatened that woman. When I was in contact with her former attorney, Ms. Carol James, who I am assuming let Ms. Chum go, Ms. James had reached out to me because Tiffany's license as a licensed clinical social worker is currently under review by the Washington Department of Health, and Tiffany was trying to get me to make a statement to this said attorney on behalf of Tiffany. I told Tiffany's attorney that I was told that Tiffany had been making CPS/DCFS reports. The Department of Children and Families never contacted me. This was just hearsay. And when I mentioned to Ms. James that I don't understand why this individual would make such an egregious statement, she made multiple statements to the Department of Children and Families. She said that I take my teeth out.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like I
So,
told
okay,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Chum,
So
I
she
just
took her
want
teeth out?
discussion about direct
What?
contacts to the parties, not to other agencies.
Yes, sir. I have not contacted Tiffany in several months. Tiffany and I had a mutual, we stopped conversing at the same time. It was mutual. I have not contacted her since. I have no desire to speak to her or talk to her. I do not wish any sort of harm on Ms. Chum. What I really want is to ensure that I'm protected and that my 4-year-old daughter is protected. And I would like to
Right.
move forward with that if applicable.
So I'm gathering from what you just said that in fact, there were messages back and forth between the two of you, I'm guessing in the fall of last year, since you said they were occurring at the same time.
Yes, sir, but they weren't of malicious nature, such as what Tiffany is stating.
What was happening? What were you saying back and forth?
We went back and forth. So from December of 2021 up until maybe September of 2022, I intentionally avoided Tiffany at all. Like, I intentionally avoided her. I accidentally added one of her TikTok pages, and as soon as I did that, she messaged me a slew. I'm talking a ton of stuff on TikTok where it was a bunch of people's names, addresses, licensing information, all of that stuff. She was trying to convince me that there's an online medical cult, and so we had discussions about that.
Hashtag Nurse Mafia.
Like I said, there was no malice in it. I did not verbally state to Tiffany or write anything of the sort as to what she just mentioned. That, Your Honor, is not true.
And Your Honor, I just want to clarify, we haven't seen any of these alleged messages or screenshots have not been submitted to us. They weren't served on my client. And when I go online, I'm not able to see them. So I don't even know what Ms. Chum is referring to.
The grape jelly money is absolutely hilarious, by the way, whoever said that. FYI.
I got a picture of the new chart, Creed. We should be worried, I guess. We're on there.
Oh, damn.
That's also a falling guy, if you didn't notice.
Come and
It's
get
falling. Who let the dogs out?
Ruff, 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 ruff.
This is very confusing. So many moving parts on this.
Yeah. I thank you to Kay, though, who has at least give us some idea what is going on here. This stuff with the going back and forth on the TikToks, I don't even know how you search that stuff or keep up with stuff like that. I couldn't even imagine. My God.
Oh, it's got to be their whole entire life, right?
Gotta be, right. Yeah. Well, we've seen how invested people get into the TikTok stuff back and forth. The TikTok drama, I should say. The drama.
And for it to be all, I mean, oh, there it is. That guy did it. I think his name's Crass.
No, it's a fallen guy, not a penis.
No. It's a guy falling. Definitely not a penis.
Basically, what it comes down to.
And she said there's an online medical cult.
Yeah. So a little bit of this stuff I can't piece together. I can't navigate that stuff. From what I saw, though, it does appear that there are a lot of back and forths about the nurse mafia stuff, and if that's even what we're talking about here.
Creed is technology poor.
That's right. I am technology poor, along with grad student Jennifer Welch, heir to the Welch's grape jelly or jam. That's my question. I always forget which one I like better because I think they're very different when it comes to the squeeze bottles that I like.
Depends on what you're spreading it on, Creed.
See, I think that the taste is so different between the two.
If it's got nooks and crannies, you might want to go with the jam. If it's just plain bread, you might want to just go with
but
jelly.
the Welch's grape, though, I there's not a very big distinct difference, I think, as far as the consistency of both. Now, when you're looking at, like, if you're going to buy, say, preserves or Smucker's jam, or I feel as if there's a big difference when you just get the jelly. But they both almost come out the same way through that. And by the way, I got a squeeze bottle the other day.
I have previously been through your exhibits in this case, and I'm going through them again. I don't see anything in there that's a direct message regarding a threat by Ms. Welch.
She did it over the weekend, so we had to submit it first thing this morning.
I looked at those and I didn't see anything there.
We did submit it. Would you like me to resubmit it?
No, I see it.
Oh,
Your Honor, if anything was done over the weekend, it was certainly doctored, and I have so many character witnesses that would be able to attest to
Okay.
everything that I did. Wow.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
perfect timing with the
Wow.
wow.
I hate to say it, but she annoys me too.
She's a little annoying. I'm
one of those-
preserve poor, by the way. I cannot afford preserves.
She's one of those that goes, no.
For Ms. Godot, Ms. Welch, any others, the Zoom instructions you receive for the hearings have in the language there, language telling you how to access the file that has any exhibits that have been submitted. So I want to make sure people understand that. That's where you get the information about how to access anything that has been submitted to the court's reviewing.
Yes, sir. And in fact, so I did go onto the website and I looked at everything that was submitted in its entirety. And one thing that I noticed and I had sent to my attorney, Ms. Godot, was there was one particular part where it says, it states that one of the requirements of this service on the restrained person, then it says required. The restrained person must be served with a service packet, including a copy of this order, the petition, and any supporting materials filed with the petition. I never received any supporting files. There are a few things when I go to the website that is listed in the paperwork that I received. It's just a lot of like, it's nearly impossible to open. It's almost like coding. Like I can't open it. As my attorney mentioned, there's nothing that I saw no evidence, nothing. I believe that one of the protective orders was 11 pages long when I accessed it via the internet. What I received in person was not the full service packet.
Okay.
With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
I mean, Your Honor, just in conclusion, we are requesting attorney's fees to this court. Find that denial is appropriate as we believe it is.
Crass.
I don't think Ms. Chum has shown in any way that there's been any sort of course of conduct, that there has been any contacts that were for the purpose of annoying or harassing her. It's even clear just as of this weekend that she's visiting, my client's TikToks herself to go and look at videos. I don't know what she's looking for, but it's clear that it's not no contact that she's looking for, because she's in fact herself attempting to create contact. You informed her last week, as well as other law enforcement agencies, informing her that her allegation did not rise to the level of harassment or stalking. And yet and still she pursued it nevertheless, requiring my clients to lose income, as my client stated, and to incur fees. And so we are asking, Your Honor, that she be required to pay $2,500 toward attorney's fees for bringing this action that we deem as frivolous.
I don't blame anybody going after those attorney's fees.
Always. $2,500. That's a little steep, right? And she's not even in Bellevue
Chum?
anymore.
Yes, Your Honor.
You sent me 3 videos. Is that what you're talking about, where you believe that?
No,
Ms.
sir.
Welch, threatening statement?
Well, we sent an email this morning. It had the URL to the video, and it also had screenshots from the video.
Screenshots I have that were sent this morning are all Ms. Welch's request for a GoFundMe. That's all I have.
There was a separate email that was sent.
Okay.
Was it last night?
Yeah, I think last night.
Call it up and read it exactly. You're under oath.
Okay.
Oh,
No
hell.
problem. Did you send that or did I? Okay, let me pull it up.
This seems like a tough sell unless she's got something where it says,
and
CUNT, I'm going to cut your head off.
He may be just missing it, but I'm guessing that they're going to interpret something from Jennifer that is not an exact threat. That's good.
So
That's
I think
my.
this was sent last night.
And it all just depends on how she reads it, to be honest with you.
No, that's true. That does make a difference.
Yeah, maybe that one.
ERP.
Go here. Yeah, okay. So you want us to read verbatim for you the email we sent?
No, I want you to read from me verbatim the concerning message you received from Ms. Welch.
Okay, she made a TikTok that was publicly available on April 8th. In that she was talking.
Give me a direct, I want a quote. I don't want you summarizing it.
I didn't write down exact quotes, but I did write down a summary of what she said.
And tell me what your summary says.
It says that she's saying she deleted the previous videos that are why we're going to be in court today. It says that she says she did not say any of the things that I'm claiming she said in her GoFundMe, and therefore my CPS report was malicious and false. She also said that she did call my attorney and that she did admit to making the GoFundMe. She did say that the attorney did tell her that I was following my code of ethics. She said that she's going to continue to report me to the Washington Department of Health. She claims that I'm incompetent as a social worker. She also says that me and my husband have a loveless marriage. She said she hopes we do not have a good Easter. She also said that she was in court on April 3rd watching Cody Sharp and Joseph Say. And she also said that she didn't think we needed to ask for this because she wasn't trying to contact us, but she was talking to Peter and I in the video directly.
I bet your ass is no good.
I would deem harassing.
No, not one bit.
Your Honor, also, most of that
Okay,
was.
Ms. Welch, no. Seriously, we're not gonna do this
Yes,
today.
sir.
I'm not gonna provide the platform for the two of you to go at each other.
Yes, sir.
We're not doing that today.
Thank you.
Don't thank him. He just said something bad to you.
As to Ms. Welch, I will deny the request for a full order. I don't find that there's been any statement that falls under the harassment definition for the statute. Clearly, there are lots of comments back and forth, but in this case, I don't find that there's any basis for me to enter such an order.
So that's a no. That's a big no. It's not gonna happen. Better luck next time, kids. Better not next time. Oh my God, yeah. She's not very I mean, she wished they had a bad Easter. Is that a threat? I don't believe so. People wish me bad days all the time. Is he going to grant payment of the attorney? That's what the attorney's waiting around for. She's ready to get paid. Yeah, at the end of the day, none of this case made any sense. So stupid. Allegedly, all these accusations being thrown around. I wouldn't be afraid of either one of them women. They didn't look like anybody, they could whip anybody's ass. So I wouldn't even be worried about that. See aloud. Yeah, we're probably going to bounce unless they jump right into something else. We're going to be calling it a D over here. Just waiting for the adorable one, Credence.
All right, I denied Ms. Chum's request for a full protection order against Ms. Welch. The temporary order that was in effect until today is no longer in effect, and I will deny the respondent's request for attorney's fees.
Damn.
Thank you, Ms. Welch.
Well, Ms. Welch got
Your Honor,
paid the attorney.
I was also asking if I could receive a protective order there in Thurston County. Is that too being denied?
That too is being denied. What I'm going to suggest to both parties, and the others will probably want to hear the same thing because these do seem to be all very similar cases, to the extent that either party is directly contacting the other party. You can always come back to court and seek a protection order. You all have made it very clear that you do not want to hear from the other party. That is patently clear from the statements that all of you have made. And as I have indicated, we're not here to police what goes on TikTok and wide platforms if people choose to share their opinions out there. This court won't regulate that. I'm going to be more concerned about the direct contacts and threats made back and forth. I don't perceive any of such threats in this case either way. And I will not enter a temporary protection order, but
it's not.
I am concerned by some of the comments that Ms. Welch says that Ms. Chum made to her. And Ms. Chum, you would be well advised to not make such comments in the future. All right, thank you, Ms. Welch.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge is going to be taken up on threats. Judge is in trouble next. See him in court. Well, Creed, that was interesting to say the least.
For sure.
Got a full day in there.
No doubt. Very good. I just wanted to jump over to licking so we could take it all in.
That beard,
Judge,
is what they call epic.
Those are some. We had a long intermission in between, but they were pretty good cases. That one, yes, definitely very. I think there's a lot to that one, or maybe they're making a lot of it, and there's really not a lot going on. It's basically children.
You think this is a ploy to get more views on their TikToks?
I don't know, but he ain't letting that happen, is he? And he's right doing that. Sue 2 times today. My God. Oh, and we get a great look at her upper breast.
That's the best one, the upper one.
Sure. That's pretty good today.
Well, guys, we appreciate you coming by. I'm glad you were here. If you haven't already liked this video, do us a favor. If you're new, welcome. Have a seat. Subscribe.
Very quick. I started this comment earlier. Loud was absolutely right about it. I hate that they do not have it separated. So I have a couple times this weekend went to somebody new that I found.
Mm-hmm.
And all that I'm trying to do is to see their latest video, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm on a Roku. It's slightly different than when you're perusing through, on a phone. And I have to sift through all of their stupid shorts that are right there, as if they're uploaded like videos. And I hope that ours is not like
should be separated.
Theirs is like, if you go,
you don't have you got to set up a separate shorts section if you want them
where they all go there.
Yeah, you
with ours.
There's all these like tabs you can click on to change everything out.
It annoyed me because their entire channel basically shorts.
By the way, Kay, I'm recording what's going on right now so that we can revisit it tomorrow. I know it's still going on. I got it recorded.
Nice.
Don't worry about that.
Very good.
We're just running out of time. We're out of time.
Guys, we'll see you We Got a Chase. Mini Chase Monday is on the way. And again, don't forget, 5:30 East, members only for We Got a Chase channel.
Yeah, we got a long day. It's a long one. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and Creed, would you do the extreme honor of thanking these fine folks on the monorails?
I think I can do that. I can handle this. What a great day it was. The TPO Express, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny Flusha, who's handsome with 20. He's got 20 on. Jacob, Flusha. Isn't Flusha a woman? Troyalty Podcast on the YouTubes. Chris, Shelley, I'll go for Lisa, Gary, and Flusha you up. Thank you, guys. The TPO Express. Lots of memberships given out. We love that. Appreciate you guys a ton. Good day at court. Coming back at it. We're back to normal now.
Yeah, I love that it's the next case started, and the next case is still the Chums going after somebody else. So we'll catch up with the Chums again tomorrow. Some more Chum love. We love you.
Thanks, JD.
We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.